Okay, so the problem with calories, essentially in terms of tracking them for weight loss. So I did another video talking about what is the right diet for weight loss. As I said in that video, there is no right diet, it's the one you can stick to, but the overarching theme of any diet should be calorie deficit. So is it getting you into a calorie deficit? So the problem with calorie tracking, I suppose, specifically, is it's very, very difficult to track your calories. Now, there are lots of apps out there who will help you, but as an overall idea, there's lots of issues with it. There's lots of variance in it, and there's lots of inaccuracy in it. So, you know, when foods are tested for how many calories they have in there, that test in itself is not always accurate. When they're labeled, that's not always accurate. When you plate it up, your portion size may not always be accurate. And also in terms of actually tracking, you know, think about what you had in the last 24 hours. It's really hard to remember exactly what you had, the portion size and how much you ate. So the whole idea of tracking in itself is accurate. So you've got these huge areas of inaccuracy which can easily lead you to believe that you're in a calorie deficit when in fact you're not. And that gets compounded even more if you start to try and track your exercise and your activity, because most exercise and activity trackers are based on research around cardiovascular training, and even that is not accurate in terms of how many calories you're burning. Could vary wildly from person to person. But then if you start to use your activity tracker to track things like resistance training or HIIT interval training or sprints or any of that sort of stuff, or mobility training, all that sort of stuff, the equations that I use to calculate calorie burn for a certain heart rate at a certain body weight are just not designed for that. So there's, again, another huge area of inaccuracy in terms of tracking how many calories you're burning. So, you know, if there's massive areas of inaccuracy in tracking calories in, and there's massive areas of inaccuracy in tracking calories out, then the chance that you just happen to fall into the perfect calorie deficit is really, really slim, okay? So I would use these tools as a guide. I would use them as a bit of a map to get you moving in the right direction, but the overall arbiter of success will always be, are you losing weight on a regular basis? If you're not, you need to look at bringing your calorie intake down or taking your calorie expenditure up. And that will be the ultimate way to actually know. So use the tools to get you in the right place, but then it will be fine tuning from that point. Finally, when you lose weight, you're physically losing weight from your body. So your body has less need for energy every day because it's not moving that extra weight around, it's not maintaining it metabolically. So actually the amount of energy you need every day will also reduce. So if you was, say this was your energy in and your energy out over here, say you got yourself into a calorie deficit by bringing your energy in down, and you had a reasonable calorie deficit and you was losing some weight. As your weight came down, this energy out would naturally start to creep down because you've got less and less need for energy during the day. Also, your body is a sneaky bugger. What it will like to do is it will like to bring down your non-activity exercise thermogenesis, NEAT, which is general moving about during the day, fidgeting, even facial expressions, all that sort of stuff, those little burns of calories. Your body is very, very sneaky and will want to bring that down as well to get you back into balance. Your body loves homeostasis, loves balance. So after a while of weight loss, which I'm sure most people will have experienced, that weight loss starts to plateau off. And it can be for this reason, that your body's just finding its new homeostasis. It can also be adherence and boredom, which, you know, tends to happen to a lot of people after 6 to 8 weeks on a diet. They just get bored of doing it. They don't want to do it anymore. They've seen some results. It's not quite as painful anymore to take their clothes off or wear those clothes. So you'll get a benefit, or you'll get a result which will be probably a reduction in your overall output, but also an adherence level drop off as well. So if you're trying to lose weight and your weight loss has stagnated, worth looking at reducing your calories a little bit further. Hope that helps.